Hello. It says I'm live. And I just have to say my puppy and my kitten are getting ready to have a fight right here under my feet. And if I separate either of them, they'll be banging the door. So this could get kind of fun here. Here we go. All right. Are we ready to get started with that Superstar Manager Masterclass? I am Jennifer Takagi. I see we have one person on live. Allison is our concierge. Allison, I hope we're running live on YouTube, Facebook. Oh, wait. I'm getting ready to go on Clubhouse too. Okay, here we go. It's live in Clubhouse. We're live on 3 platforms. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Jennifer Takagi, and I'm the Chief Encouraging Officer of Takagi Consulting. And we're going to be together for the next 5 days for this Superstar Manager Masterclass. And I'm so excited to be doing this. And, oh, puppy, stop. This could be really interesting with the puppy fighting me here. Yeah. Comments. Put your comments above where the live started. It says click here to have StreamYard show your comments, and click yes so that I know who you are, and the comments will show on the screen. And hey, there is Allison. So we'll say we'll move this over there. There we go. There we go. Then we can get the comments and we can see each other's comments. The reason these lives are so much fun is because we can interact with each other. I can answer questions. You can ask questions. That makes it just so much easier, right? Because we get to the heart of the matter. So this is the Superstar Manager Masterclass. Learn the 5 simple skills new managers need to rock their role and become the A player the execs can't stop talking about. Okay, so here's your workbook. Did you get your workbook? If you registered for the class, officially registered, and you're not just joining us, which of course you're welcome to just join us, but if you registered for the class, you should have gotten an email giving you a copy of the workbook. Now, why does the workbook matter? Well, it matters to me because I am an avid note taker. So I like to have some place to write. I like to be able to keep up with what's going on. So for me, any kind of handout workbook is super helpful. Yes, Allison, thank you so much. If you DM Allison on Facebook, she will actually get you let me click that, a workbook if you miss having a workbook. So what are we going to do this week? Why are you with me? Why are you here? Why is this beneficial and helpful? Well, we've got 5 really action-packed sessions set up. Some people are a little concerned about timing, like how long does this go? Am I going to be here all night? No, you're not going to be here all night. The timing of these is anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. More interaction, we might have a few more, go a few more minutes, but that's just to answer questions. But I want to give you something actionable. I am really well known for sharing information and giving people something they can actually do and they can implement, so that as they move forward in their career, they have the tools and the skills they need. So going through our 5 sessions, today we're going to talk about the art of influence, like how to get your people to do what you want them to do without micromanaging, without being pushy, and without coming across pretty much like as a jerk, right? So that you can actually get the work done or have them get their work done that they're assigned. And then Tuesday, okay, here comes the little pup. If I could catch her, I'd show you, but as soon as I lean down, she's gonna, yeah, she just scampered off. 8-month-old little miniature schnauzer. She's a little hot mess. Tomorrow we're going to talk about scorecards, and she wants me to throw her baby. Will you come here? Let me show you the people. Nope. Okay, so go in the hall and play. Maybe she'll stay. No, she won't. She's a puppy. She's a puppy. She won't. So tomorrow is scorecards. We're going to talk about delegating. We're going to talk about how to make sure everybody knows what the goals are. Here we go. Thanks, Allison. We're going to make sure everybody knows what the goals are, how to share that with people, and how to keep track of it all. Then Wednesday is the coaching framework. Coaches are so important in so many areas, so many businesses. And how are you going to coach your people? How do you know what to coach, how to coach them? What do you do? Then Thursday, the director debrief. Are you keeping your boss informed enough so that they're confident in the big hire that they made? You know, it's a big step to promote you from within into your position or to hire somebody in from the outside. But now to make sure that everybody is on board. And then Friday is the culture catalyst. Every organization has a culture. When you walk in the door, okay, I'm going to get her right now. And you're going to see this cute little baby. Hey, are you going to say hello? Yes, this is Shotzi. Yeah, hot little mess that she is. Okay, put her down. Okay, now you go get your baby and play. Go. You know, I don't have children, but it feels like I do in this moment with this little baby. So we're going to go through how to set the culture in your office, how to influence that culture. When you go to certain restaurants, you know what to expect. We used to have a restaurant, and I'm thinking of the words in my head. Welcome to, it was a pizza place, and it was all you could eat pizza buffet. It wasn't very big. It didn't cost a lot. I can't remember what the name it was. But when you would walk in the door, they would holler, welcome. You know, how can I help you? What do you want? Chick-fil-A. We had a big conversation about Chick-fil-A this weekend on how they can have 100 people in line out the doors and they just run you right through, right? They have a company culture. It's always friendly. It's always nice. Everybody is always welcoming. So what is the culture in your organization, and what can you do to impact the culture so that the culture is more positive? So that is what I'm going to cover over the week. Oh, and now she's just talking and talking and talking. You know, she's been asleep for hours. As soon as I came in here and said, go live, here she came. Go and stay out there. Stay in the hall. For those of you who have small children and you've been working from home for years, you know, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you with this little hot mess. So in this class, why are you here? Why is this beneficial? Well, in your worksheet, I just went over the first 5 pillars of the week, which they're on the previous page too, if you didn't get all that. But we are here to dive into the mindset and the behaviors of a manager. There is a lot of talk out there about a leader, what a leader looks like. I'm really big on that too. I do lots of trainings on leadership. But being a manager is a little bit different because you have to manage and you have to lead. And sometimes we can lead without being a manager. But a manager is a both and. It is not an either or. It's a both and you have to have the mindset and the behaviors. So the Facebook group, why are we in a Facebook group? I just did a quick video that we sent out to everyone because some of the people who registered for the masterclass did not sign up to be in the Facebook group. Why do we have a Facebook group? We have a Facebook group so you can connect with like-minded people. You can connect with like-minded people. You can ask questions. Some really beneficial things over my career were being able to talk to people that weren't necessarily, would you just stop? Stop. Sit down. Now, lay down. Down. She's not gonna. Being able to reach out and talk to people from other organizations, or maybe they were in the same business, but work someplace else. Sometimes you just need to talk to somebody who is doing something similar to what you're doing so that you can get their input, their influence on what you might be able to do. Or sometimes you just need to vent. right? We've had people in the group who've just shared, oh my gosh, this just happened to me. They weren't necessarily looking for guidance or anybody to tell them what to do. They just really wanted to be able to share, right? And get someone to say, I feel your pain. I know what you're going through, because we've all been there. So during this week, I ask you to keep yourself open to new possibilities. It can be really difficult to step into some sort of training, any type of training, and feel like you already have the answers. Like you're gonna finish all my sentences. You already know everything that's going on. Well, one thing that I've learned in my years on this earth is that we never know it all. There's always more to learn. There's always a different perspective. And the question becomes, what are we going to do to have that different perspective or that shift? Marianne Williamson says that a miracle is a shift in your perspective. And we all get set in our ways, and we all decide what we think, what we believe, what we've experienced is true and right. And it is. But sometimes we forget there's another way of looking at things. So I ask you to join me every day and be open to the possibilities of learning something new. Also, attend every day so that you can hone your skills. Attend every day so you can hone your skills. I understand with work and with obligations and goals and meetings, it may not be possible to attend live every day. Catch the replay. And those of you watching the replay right now, welcome. So glad you're here. Go ahead, post your comments. Be happy to interact with you after, whenever it is that you're able to join. So just know that we're here for you, and we want to answer your questions and help you get on track, stay on track. So by attending all the sessions, by being present and open, what does this do? This provides space for you to learn. It provides space for you to learn. You're setting aside roughly 45 minutes every day to learn something new, reinforce something you already knew. Sometimes we've heard stuff before, but maybe there's a different way to implement it. Maybe there's a different way to integrate it. Or maybe for the first time, we've decided that it really will matter and provide benefit to us. And that helps with building relationships too, right? If you have space to learn. And then connecting with others. You can connect with others. You can get to know people during the course of our time together. And you might build friendships that are worthwhile and helpful long term. And then grow your confidence to manage. There are things you're really, really good at, and you were really good at, and that's why you were selected for the position you're now in. But sometimes your confidence can be a little bit shaken because now you're in a new role. People are looking at you differently. You might be managing people who were your actual friends before, and now they were your colleagues, and now they're your direct reports. And that creates a different role, a different position. And that can shake your confidence. Even the most confident people can suffer a little bit of the shaken self-confidence. So hopefully, my hope for you by the end of the week is that you'll have more confidence as you step into your role and grow into your new role. So let's get started. The art of influence. Have you ever considered influence and how you influence others and how you show up, what others see in you? What is influence? Why do we even care? A number of years ago, I had a boss. She was a couple of bosses up, and we didn't interact a whole lot. But whenever she called, I had caller ID, so I knew who was on the phone. And she would call and she would say, Jennifer, this is such and such. I need you to go to a conference room and call me back. And then she'd hang up. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm just overwhelmed with guilt. I have this guilt of, what does she want? What didn't I do? Did I miss a deadline? Did I leave something out? Am I in trouble? Did I say something at a meeting I shouldn't have? Like, all the stories run through my head, like in a matter of seconds, on why she could want me to call her. Well, we had an open concept office, and my cubicle as a supervisor, and it was designed this way, had 3 sides. It had 3 sides. Now, the problem with the 3-sided cubicle, I think I have a hair in my eye, with a 3-sided cubicle is that you have no privacy. Like, you have no privacy at all. So even if you're whispering on the phone, there's no telling who. Get out of the court. Go. There is no telling who all can hear everything that you're saying. They can hear you. So it became a real struggle to have a private conversation. So you had to run to a conference room so you could have privacy. So I run to the conference room and I call her back and I was like, hey, what's going on? Again, my heart is racing. I've got my steno pad. I never went anywhere in the office without a steno pad and a pen. I go in there and I call her back and I was like, what's going on? Again, my heart is racing. And she says, well, I just got back from a meeting in Washington, D.C. And they're going to set up my performance review that I'm going to be graded on if I make people happy or not. Make people happy? I said, I thought people were responsible for their own happiness. And she said, I know, right? So they're going to hold me accountable to make sure people are happy. What am I supposed to do about this? I said, I don't really know. And in my head, I'm thinking, you could make me really happy, really, really happy if you would tell me the purpose of our phone call when you told me to go to a conference room. That would relieve so much angst for me, like a lot of angst. So fast forward, I have since learned that she probably wasn't told to make her people happy. Chances are she was told she was going to be graded on her employees' engagement. How engaged are they? Well, what is employee engagement? It's employees engaging with what's going on in the organization. They're interacting, they're providing insight and, guidance, like their thoughts and opinions. So it's more than just being happy. It's more than just being happy. Years ago, I was a new supervisor, and of course, I wanted to shine. I wanted to do a good job. And I had a boss, his name was Al. And I had a laundry list of work to do, right? It was long. I lived in a new city. I didn't really know anybody other than people I worked with. And I started getting my phone bills, and I was making calls at 11 and 12 at night to people back home to visit because I was still at work. I was waiting for something to print. Computers were pretty slow. I was waiting for a computer to process something I was doing. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't have a life. I am too young not to have a life. I've got to quit this. I had to mentally tell myself, quit working that late. Why did I work that late? Why did I work that late? I worked that late because I knew the work had to be done. I felt extremely valued. I felt very special, like I was contributing to the organization and to meeting the mission of the organization. So it was really easy for me to stay all those hours. Super easy for me to stay all those hours. Right now, people will say, if you ask, I asked a friend of mine's daughter who's 30-ish probably, and I said, hey, what would make you happier about your job? What would make you feel more engaged, more appreciated? And she goes, more money. I said, more money, really? I said, are there any organizations you could work for and get a raise? Well, yeah. I said, so money isn't your driver for going to work every day. What makes it special where you work? Oh, well, my boss treats me really well, and I'm really respected, and I get time off when something's going on and I've put in extra hours, and I know I'm valued, and I know they need me. Those are all the things that add to employee engagement. So what are you doing to increase the employee engagement in your organization with your team members? What are you doing? I can't tell if we have more comments or not. I don't think we do, but it's kind of hard to tell on the StreamYard. We're going on StreamYard. Pardon me. We're going on YouTube, and we're going on the Clubhouse. This is like, we're reaching lots of people here today. What can you do to influence your employees? Think about some ways that you can. One way is to ask for their input. Ask for their input. You have a new project that you're working on. A new goal has been set. And there is hissing and scratching. Stop it. Go. Cats and dogs don't always get along. And that cat is just getting ready to go attack that dog. Ask for their input. Oh, the cat's input would have been, don't bring that dog home. Let her here. Ask for their input. How many times have you felt that you were dismissed or unimportant because they didn't even ask for your input? And you had some valuable input to share. You knew how it could have worked more smoothly. You knew how you could have gotten the job done faster and more efficiently, but they wouldn't ask for your input. Or even worse, if you chose to share your input, you were immediately shut down without it even being considered. Sometimes the answer has to be no when a suggestion is made, but the question becomes, was it ever considered? Was it ever considered? And did you give them the reason why there was a no? Ask for their input, but be open-minded to hear it. What about thank you? What about thank you? How honest and earnest are you with telling your employee thank you for something that they did? I've often heard and gotten a lot of pushback of it's their job. Like they are doing their job. Why should I thank them? Because it builds up their confidence. They feel like they're part of something bigger, and they want to do it better next time too. Like they want to maintain this level, but they want to do it even better as time goes on. You can say when somebody emails you a report or drops it in your basket, you can say thank you. And that's good. That's better than many. But what if you said, thank you so much for submitting the report month after month in a timely manner. It's always correct. It always has the right information. It's always in the proper format. And that is one less thing for me to have to worry about, because I know every month you're going to get that done. Does that feel a whole lot more than just thank you or nothing at all? So I really submit to you to consider how you say thank you and how to do it with a little more oomph. Put more into it so that they know you really mean it when you say thank you. That's going to increase their engagement with the organization. It's going to influence and integrate them more into what's going on because they know they're valued. It's an easy way to show them they're valued. What if you gave them some time off? What if you gave them time off? Maybe not a whole day, maybe not even half a day, but we're coming up on Memorial Day. What if you gave them an extra hour off so they could leave an hour early on Friday before the holidays started? Little things like that can make a world of difference. A world of difference. What about a luncheon? What about a luncheon? We used to love it. We would have luncheons and all the managers would bring all the meats and the employees would bring all the side dishes. Super easy way to do it. Other times the bosses would just buy everything, but you don't have to take the whole burden on yourself, right? You can split it up with them a little bit. What about additional responsibilities? I know somebody out there is thinking, my people are overworked as it is. They don't want additional responsibilities. But sometimes if you can give someone additional responsibilities so that they feel like they're really doing more for the organization, they're going to feel so good about it. Long ago and far away, my dad and I both worked for the same organization. Different divisions, opposite ends of the floor. A lot of times we didn't even work on the same floor. There were 2 floors, and sometimes he was on a different floor. I was always on the one floor. He was either one. And we get in the car. I was so fortunate to be able to ride to and from work with my dad as a young adult woman, because usually you don't really get to hang out with your parents that much. I loved my parents and I loved working with my dad, like in the same organization as my dad. And we'd get in the car at the end of the day and he'd say, "Well, Jennifer, did you earn your pay?" Yes. Yes, I did. I think I did. I think I did. Okay, perfect. Well, so then fast forward, I'd say, "Well, how was your day? What did you do today?" And he'd say, "I was in conference calls most of the day. It was worthless." "You're in conference calls? What happens on conference calls?" "People just talk. You're just sitting there." Well, I want to know what a conference call was. I wanted to know what happened on a conference call. I want to be on a conference call. Can I be asked to be on a conference call? I want to be on a conference call. Lo and behold, the day came, that big, exciting day when my boss said, "Hey, Jennifer, there's a conference call at 1:00. Could you attend that call for me and take notes and report back what happens at the call?" Are you kidding me? I'm like in heaven now. I'm the best note taker ever. The best note taker ever. I'm going to go to that conference call. I'm going to be on time, if not a little bit early, because winners are on time, losers are late. That's what my mom always said. I'm going to go on a conference call. Yeah, I'm so excited. I go to the conference call. I dial the number in. I have my pad and paper. I'm ready to take notes. I took notes all right, because all I could do was take notes so that I stayed like awake during this conference call. At the end of the day, I got in the car with my dad and I went, "Gee, Dad, you didn't tell me how horrible conference calls were." From that point on, I was stuck in conference calls, I think the whole rest of my career. But it was an additional responsibility. And guess what? They didn't ask just anybody to sit in on a conference call, right? These are high-level management on a call discussing important things. Problem was, not all of them applied to our division. You had to just kind of wait till your turn came up when something mattered. But they didn't ask just anybody to go. They didn't ask anyone to go. I felt very special. I wasn't going to get a raise, right? They had this whole structure for pay raises and stuff. I wasn't going to get a bonus because that didn't happen. But I got additional responsibility that made me feel special and like I was giving back to the organization. So, Allison, thank you so much for keeping up with this. So I'm going to click back here if I can do this right. The first one was ask for employees' input. Second one is say thank you. And the third one, I would say, give them additional responsibilities that show that you trust them, that shows that they're a valued part of the organization. Another thing that can be really hard as a new manager is to let your employees step into their own genius. Let them step into their own genius. That silly puppy just came in and she's going to get caught in my cords. Tomorrow I have to put her in her pet taxi. There are things that you have people that do so much better than you do. So much better than you do. let them do it. Let them do it. One thing that became really difficult for me as a new manager is I wanted to be really good at everything. I wanted to be good at everything. I wanted to plan out everything so I could share and I could help them, right? I wanted to be super helpful. And what would end up happening is I would come up with a brilliant idea. I would create a PowerPoint. I would schedule a meeting. I would bring everyone together and share my brilliant vision for how to implement this new policy or complete this new work project we were given. And it never ceased to amaze me that somebody on my team would say, that's illegal, or that won't work, or it won't work for this reason or that reason. I think it took 2, maybe 3 times before I figured out that I didn't have to do all that. I might have been the manager. I might have ultimately been responsible for these things, but I didn't have to do it on my own. I didn't have to do it on my own. And so by showing them value, by showing them appreciation, by engaging them in what was going on within the organization, they were more than happy to take on additional tasks and to help with additional tasks and to help outline how it can and should be done. So give them an opportunity to step into their genius so that they can be the best they can be and you can be the best at what you need to do. What you need to do. So on your handout, key takeaways. What is the one thing? Put it in the chat. Type in the chat. What is one thing that you can do better or differently starting tomorrow as a result of talking about influence? What is something that you can do to get your people more on board? So envision your success. Envision your success. This is on a brainstorm. How do you want your employees to behave or perform? If you can start seeing things in your head, create that picture, then you have a whole lot better chance of it coming. If you lay in bed at night and your mind is racing 100 miles an hour and it's all gloom and doom, I don't know how we're going to make this goal. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. Chances are it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy and it's going to be a struggle to get it done. But not everything has to be a struggle. I think I'll say that again. Not everything has to be a struggle. You can get your employees on your team and influence them to get the work done. To get the work done. Show respect. Show that you honor them. Show that you value them. And ask them for their input. How do they want to be valued? How do they want to provide input? How do they think they could get their work done better? What would make their jobs easier? There's a quote from a Toyota exec, and I'm not going to get it exactly right, but he asked the question along the lines of, how can you get more work done? And nobody responded. A sea of blank faces. And then he reworded the question and he said, what would make your job easier? Oh, well, the ideas came, just nonstop, one after the other. So ask your employees, what would make them feel valued? What would make it feel like their job was easier? So in the action item, how can you influence your employees? So the homework is take a picture of you brainstorming, take a picture of your workbook with your notes in it, post it in the group, let us know you're working on your homework. If you're watching the replay, it's not too late. Go ahead and do your homework, post it in the Facebook group. Again, we're doing this in the Facebook group because it's an open platform people can easily get to, and we can commune with each other and interact with each other. So those of you who are part of our Superstar Manager group, I have a 30-day challenge that's out right now. And if you type in the chat, I want in, it's a $99 challenge to do for 30 days to build your Superstar Manager skills. We will give you a free code so that you can get it and sign up and start this week. Get caught up because it started today. You can get caught up. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week to help support all these skills. The whole challenge is built around being a superstar manager. It's built around being a superstar manager. Put in the comments if you want to join, and Alice and I will get that information to you on how you can get started in the challenge. It's an app on your phone. It's an app on your phone. Super simple. You click it, you get a daily affirmation, you get a little micro training lesson, like 3 minutes or less. And it just helps keep you on track. What are you doing to win today? What are you doing to influence your people today? What are you doing? If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. And let's see, let me get caught up with Miss Allison here. Yeah, your action item is also on your workbook. And do you want to hop into the 30-day challenge? So we're going to be here every day, 5 Eastern, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, 2 Pacific, and continue this conversation. I love talking about management. I love talking about leadership. Last I added it up, I think I've trained over 10,000 managers or almost managers, want to be stepping into that role over the years. And it's something I love. I publish books on Amazon. I just published my last one with Allison's help. We got that up there last week. And yeah, it hit number 3 in 30-minute short read business and money category. So that was super exciting. And it's mainly because I want to give back. That book is still free through tomorrow. Reach Your Goals in 12-minute increments is the title. Reach Your Goals in 12-minute increments. Grab it. It's still free. It's Amazon Kindle. But I'm here to provide you with the skills and the information you need so that you can do really well in your career and you can succeed. So please put in the chat whether you're watching the replay. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Or you're able to watch us live. And type in the chat if you have any questions or comments. We'll be happy to get back with you. And I'm Jennifer Takagi with Takagi Consulting, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. We'll do this again tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central. Yeah, I said that wrong. Again, Allison slapped me. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. I'm going to let you go. You all have a wonderful evening. Oh, thanks, Allison. There we go. Allison posted the book for you. It's still free. Oh, I'm hearing chaos in the other room. I think that puppy just went for that cat again. Hot little mess. Okay, I'm closing it out. I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel.